Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I'm Serein, and today I wanted to share with you my foundationless glam makeup routine. I think it's really important to feel confident in your skin, whether or not you have redness or blemishes. I get blemishes too. I'm very lucky because the day I choose to film this, I have very minimal redness, and I find that the less base makeup I wear, the more confident I feel in my natural skin. So I think it's important to show you guys what skin looks like, what it can look like, and to encourage you guys to wear less if you feel like it. Of course, makeup is an expression. Do what feels good to you. And I want to thank Deck of Scarlet for sponsoring a portion of today's video. So Deck of Scarlet is a monthly beauty subscription with its own makeup line. You can check out their products online, and every month you get a palette or a curated makeup kit. Full-size palettes are in collaboration with a popular YouTuber. And my favorite part about Deck of Scarlet is, as always, you get to preview the new monthly collection and have a few days to skip that month if you feel like it. It's a great value at $29.95 a month. They're cruelty-free and paraben-free. It's available for shipping in US, Canada, and the UK with free shipping to the US. Use my links for 30% off your first month. So let's get started. My face is cleansed, hydrated. Really been enjoying soap brows, which is hilarious because I never thought I would do that. I have a Dr. Bronner's all-in-one bar soap. This is the baby formula because I didn't want fragrances. So what I do is I grab my soap and then I grab a clean spoolie. This one's not super clean because I've been using it all week. And then I grab some sort of toner or rose water spritz. You can just use water, I just have this handy. And I rub this on the spoolie. And I just comb my brows up. And slightly over, and it gives me this really lovely soft feathery effect with my brows. And because my brows are so light, I also like to go in with my brow powder, which currently is the It Cosmetics Brow Power Powder. And I start from the center of my brows and fill them in. And I like to do the upward strokes. So you see I leave the front of my brows a little bit more unfilled because I want to keep those brow hairs up. I'm going to use a brow pencil. All the products will be linked in the description box, and I just kind of fill in the head of it a little bit with upward brush strokes. I kind of just love this feathery effect. What do you guys think? Trick with looking like you just have perfect skin is using a concealer to conceal the redness, blemishes, or any of those areas that you might have a little bit of a flaw, and you can let your flaws show. I personally don't mind a little bit of redness, but my under eyes I like to just conceal a little bit, and I also like to conceal some of the redness on my cheeks. And just be patient. If you have a lot of blemishes and a lot of redness or discoloration, you'll want to go in with the concealer, and then you'll want to use some powder, and then you'll want to go back in with the concealer. It just takes some time, but that's the trick in looking like you have good skin without any foundation. Even when I don't have great skin, I've had rashes and I've had to do this with different concealers. I want something a little bit more creamy and solid for this. So I'm gonna just start with my under eyes, and you don't want anything too dark or too brightening. I also like to bring the concealer onto my eyelid as kind of a base for my shadow in a minute. So you can see it's not perfect, but it's definitely taken down my redness on my cheeks, any minor discoloration under my eyes, and that's the trick for having a fresh face. You're gonna see some stuff. I promise you, no one's gonna notice. Now it's important to powder and set your concealer almost right away so that there's no creasing, especially if you're a little more oily like I am. And I also wanna set my eyelid to prep it for shadow. And by putting some powder on your cheeks, it's gonna help with the rest of your makeup as well to go on a little bit smoother. now for the fun part, I'm going in with my eyes and I'm using the Deck of Scarlet palette. I've been really loving just focusing on one color and kind of gradiently like going up my lid. And I swatched this green shadow and it's absolutely stunning. I'm most likely gonna be wearing black tonight, so I thought I would use this green shadow in Cactus. Grabbing a flat brush, I'm gonna start packing on Cactus all over my lid. Take a fluffy brush and blend it into the crease. This just softens up that line. Can't get over how pigmented and just pretty this green comes out. To soften up that line, I'm gonna use Canyon, why can't I say that? Canyon in my crease with kind of a fluffy crease brush. And this will be very unnoticeable, but it just kind of cleans up that line even further and deepens up my eyes. And then using this brush from Real Techniques, I'm gonna go in with Sands. I love that this palette has something like this, and clean up my brow bone. With Sahara on my inner corner. I'm also going to take my ring finger and smudge a little bit of Sahara just on the center of my lid. Gives it a little bit more of that pop. Lining my lower lash line with a champagne liner. I want to do a very subtle eyeliner. I'm using black because it will just stick out a little bit better. So I'm not extending the wing. I'm not really making that line very thick. It's just across my lash line. Take some practice is to just look down into the mirror and keep your eyes open. To finish off my eye look, I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. Because it is a cocktail event, I'm going to do a little bit of a contour, and I'm using a cream one because it looks the most natural. And this just helps slightly define my cheekbones a little bit and my jawline. You can use your fingers, buff that in. I like to layer my highlights to get that really beautiful glow, especially if it's a special event. So I'm using a cream highlight and just using my fingers to pat that into the skin. Because my eyes are pretty bold, I'm gonna use something that's a little more pinky but very natural still on the cheeks, and I love cream products because it just looks like you're glowing and blushing from within. And my trick is using an actual flat foundation brush to apply the cream. I'm using what's left over on my powder brush to kind of just set everything a little bit more. I like to layer my highlights and my bronzer, so I'm using a light bronzer and just buffing that in a little. A fun little trick to get your highlight a little bit more poppin' and glowy, taking either a brush like this or a fluffy fan brush and using Sahara to just add that hint of a highlight glow. So you can actually use the eyeshadows as highlights. You can even use this shade over here as a blush, Wildflower. You just want to make sure you have the right type of tools to get that fluffier look to disperse the pigment, and it's just a great way to find multi-purpose uses for your products. Speaking of multi-purpose uses for your products, I'm gonna use the Matte Velvet Lip Color in Brunch Babe all over my lips, but I'm doing a stain. So this, when I swatch it, is very moussey, very pigmented. This is how I'm gonna create more of like that effortless lip look. I'm gonna start it in the center and just so this gives me more of like a youthful look, but if I want something a little more dramatic, I'm gonna go in with the shade Slow Jams and layer this to give the outer part of my lips a little more definition. So that's my finished look. I really love this look. I feel like it's very effortless, but still done and appropriate for some sort of a cocktail event or just if you want to play with color. There's nothing wrong with playing with color on an everyday basis, and I know sometimes I feel like I can't play with color for every day, but you can. You can still have fun with makeup and make it your own, and I hope this video inspires you to do that. I also want to thank Deck of Scarlet for sponsoring a portion of today's video. Don't forget to check out that link in the description box if you want 30% off your first month, and I just think it's a really great value. I'm pretty impressed with all of the quality of the makeup that I've tried so far. If you enjoyed this video, I also have some other ones I think you'll like, specifically my last one, which was my everyday makeup routine. Let me know what other types of makeup, skincare, beauty videos you'd like to see in the comment section. Of course, I'm still doing my weekly no buy, low buy check-ins, as well as lifestyle videos on here. Let me know, what do you want to see on my channel? Until next time, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up for new videos 3 times a week. I do have a second channel as well where Chris and I share more of our lifestyle, and the channel is Serein and Chris. And I just hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. I've got to finish getting ready, film a couple more videos, and get ready for this literary event tonight. And I will see you guys over on my Insta stories for weekly giveaways. Bye!